This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this Sorry about that. The audio probably woke up a few people there. Oh man, hold on a second. I gotta fix something. Hold on. It's gonna be echoey. Hold on. Hecka la la la. There it is. Testing. There we go. Yeah, this stupid software that I have, it kicks in and then it has an playback audio thing, and it's automatically put on every time you turn it on. And then it had a feedback there. But anyways, hey, it probably woke some of you guys up, right? Probably woke some of you up. So anyways, there's an article that just came out that basically backs up the Fox News article, but has more information that you guys would, I think you, just wow, that you guys would think would be interesting. Hey, thanks. Thank you, Elvina and Cheryl Bullock. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go switch right over to, it's going to be a short live, but we'll probably go over it later. Plus, the child that was found in the Las Vegas suitcase has been identified, and the mother thought he was a demon, and we'll be going over that later too. I mean, it's just, that's pretty good work there by Indiana State Police. So it shows you how difficult the Delphi case must be, because that one's not solved. Now, of course, the wackos that probably think that there's something else involved there, then, yeah, you know, that's what they'll believe. It doesn't really matter what's said. And, of course, the same types of people will never believe that this could have been a suicide in this case, okay? It's not called unaliving. You know, as a matter of fact, everybody, if you say unaliving and you're serious, I'm going to remove you from here, okay? You look like you're mocking the term suicide. Unaliving? Wow. Unbelievable. All right, so here we go. Let's go to the this screen right here. Collier's death may not have been a homicide. Right? This is by the New Habersham, NH New Habersham website. All right, so here it is. This just came out today. A 6-week murder investigation. Hold on, I gotta get my little background music, has to be playing too. You guys never got to hear that part either, but it's here, it's here. Hey, look at that, it's Mag. How's it going? Hold on 1 second. Gotta get the... And also Cheryl Bullock. Thank you. Yeah. And sorry for if that hurt anybody's ears on the audio, but it hurt mine. I had to turn it down somewhere. It's like breaking my ears. All right, so anyways, a 6-week-old murder investigation. That's too loud. What's going on here? There we go. Testing, 1, 2. I was probably really quiet, wasn't I? Testing. All right. A 6-week-old murder investigation in Habersham County may not have been murder after all. Sources close to the investigation into the death of Debbie Collier now say she may have died as a result of an accident or suicide. And then here's the sentence that'll allow all the crazy people to keep going. We may live in a world where we never know for sure, the source says. Oh, here we go. Cryptic message sent from Family Dollar. The biggest revelation in recent days was the discovery that a cryptic message in Venmo payment sent to Collier's daughter, Amanda Bearden, apparently came from Debbie's phone. Who didn't know that, man? I mean, that's what we've said. I mean, yeah, you could have to throw out the option, but logic showed that she sent the Venmo from the Family Dollar store in the parking lot. That's who sent it. And It wasn't somebody else, because if it was somebody else, she would have been, whoa, what's going on here? And would have answered phone calls and not turned off her phone. Okay, so that's where the logic came in. Yes, there were thoughts and conversations about, ooh, did somebody else send that? And people came up with decent theories on that and so forth. But logic and reason showed you that she's the one that sent the Venmo message, and therefore the Venmo message did not have a nefarious meaning to it, and that Amanda's reaction to it was the red herring in the case from the beginning. At 3:17 p.m. on September 10th, Collier sent her daughter, Amanda Bearden, $2,385 through the Venmo payment app. Along with the money, she sent a message that read, "They're not going to let me go. Love you. There is a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door." First, the first article to have the correct wording in the phrasing right here. That's exactly what it said. Sources tell Now Habersham, so it's Now Habersham, that's the name of the website. The message was sent during the time that Collier is known to have been sitting in the rented van. I mean, got it.
Love it.
See, listen to this right here. Sources tell New Habersham the message was sent during the time that Collier is known to have been sitting in her rented van in the parking lot of a Family Dollar in Clayton. I mean, hello? If you've been watching this channel, you'd have every bit of the information that we've heard so far, you would have got from just watching this show using the videos and logic and reason. All right? But man, it's new news to everybody else out there. Isn't that crazy? Sources tell New Habersham the message was sent during the time that Collier is known to have been sitting in her rented van in the parking lot of a Family Dollar store in Clayton, Georgia. She also reportedly, so here's the thing, this is the part we didn't know, and LM would love this part, because she kept saying, and she didn't send a message to her kid. Watch this. She also reportedly sent a text to her son saying, "I love you," but that text, later found in subpoenaed phone records, didn't go through. All right, so there you go. That she did send a message to her son. And that, doesn't that really just kind of, now she's saying goodbye to people? All right. Shortly after the messages were sent on Saturday, September 10th, Collier's phone went silent. She drove away from the Family Dollar store at 3:19 p.m., and she was found dead in the woods near Tallulah Falls, about 12 miles south of Clayton, 22 hours later. That chilling message and Venmo payment captured investigators and the media's attention. That's really because Amanda reacted that way. When you read it, the sentence where it says, "They are not going to let me go," is that really going to freak you out? You know, it's just, it does sound, if you were really captured though, and not being let go and allowed to have a few moments, you would say, "I've been kidnapped. I love you. There's a key in the book." You know, it's just, it didn't make any sense to me. As we looked into it. At the beginning, we all just kind of, oh, wow, that's creepy. But when you think about how it went down, it's likely the text message was sent to Amanda. She didn't think much of it, but she wanted to see what her mom was talking about. So she tried calling her. Then as her mom didn't answer, she reread the message and assigned a much greater meaning to, "They are not going to let me go." Hey, hold on one second.
I'm in and I'm out. I just came to play the theme song from the old show MASH. Hit that like button, freaks and visitors, _basic generous.
Okay, alright. Well, that was pretty sweet. I'm sorry for the delay on the show. You know, if you left, too bad for you. But that was pretty cool. I was just talking to a detective for the Fort Worth PD, and it was a case that we just covered recently, and I called them up, and they seem really interested in having us fund a homicide investigation case. So we'll see how that goes. Boom, that was awesome. Couldn't believe it. So I have to take those kind of calls. It's rare, but I mean, I could see exactly who it was coming in, so had to take it. So there you go, everybody. The freaks with the DNA fund it keeps on trucking. Can I get a boom? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So anyways, let's just go back up to here. So it says sources tell New Haversham the message was sent during the time that Collier is known to have been sitting in her rented van in the parking lot of the Family Dollar store in Clayton, Georgia. We already knew that. However, this part here that she sent I love you to her son, but that text later was found in subpoenaed phone records and it didn't go through somehow. So shortly after the messages were sent on Saturday, September 10th, Collier's phone went silent. Now, this is so weird because it's exactly what we've said the whole time. Or at least I have. I get pushback from a lot of people, but there's a lot of the freaks actually were like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, right? So I'm not really sure what this gas can experiment thing means here, so let's go through this. That chilling message and Venmo payment. Let's see. Captured investigators and the media's attention because it indicated possible kidnapping. However, within weeks of launching their investigation, Habersham County Sheriff's investigators dismissed the possibility that Collier was abducted, right? So we already knew that part. So how could they're not going to let me go? Well, that means she was abducted. So they already knew that wasn't meaningful. The amounts and stuff were meaningful because it was probably information that maybe, let's just say the day before, Debbie's having lunch with Amanda and her boyfriend, and they're discussing, hey, Mom, she's like, what's the exact amount, yo? Okay, I'm tired of this. What's the exact amount? Okay, it's 2,000, whatever, if that is the number. We don't know, okay? It could have just been the last bit of money that was left in her account. But maybe that's what was talked about at the lunch before, and she just had enough. Drove 70 miles up there. People go, well, why would she drive? I'm not buying it. Why would she drive 70 miles? Well, that's because people that are suicidal aren't, they do things that aren't really rational sometimes. They make strange choices. I mean, again, the Jennifer Houston case, she, in Oregon, drives to a grocery store. She buys, or not even, it was a gas station, and buys a few items, something to drink, and then drives, some odd miles away into the woods and kills herself. She didn't unalive herself, though. It was suicide. It was weird. All right, so anyways, this has been a crazy live stream. The audio problem at the beginning, then a phone call that I had to take in the middle. All right, so let's see. Investigators question. Oh, let me go through this. They zeroed in. Yeah, however, within weeks of launching their investigation, Habersham County Sheriff investigators dismissed the possibility that Collier was abducted. They zeroed in on people close to the deceased real estate office manager, and they did the scrutiny surrounding, her husband, Steve Collier, Bearden, and Bearden's boyfriend, Andrew Geigerich, intensified. Investigators questioned them and executed search warrants on their homes in Athens. And although investigators never publicly identified suspects or persons of interest in the case, Habersham County Chief Deputy Murray Kogod insisted that Debbie Collier's death was personal and targeted. And that's the phrase that Zozo, it bothers her a lot. But here's the thing, it would look personal and targeted if it was suicide, right? Yeah, exactly. Kogod may now be looking for a way to backtrack on that statement. That's the way you backtrack. You say, well, it was personal, it was targeted. However, it was personal to herself, and she targeted herself. That's how you backtrack out of that. Because I think they look similar. While the state medical examiner has not released the final autopsy report, sources tell now Habersham it appears Debbie Collier may have died from suffocation as a result of a fire. You mean carbon monoxide poisoning? That she herself may have started. Her injuries were consistent with those of someone caught in a flash fire. God, it almost sounds like they've been watching our show to come up with this story, doesn't it, you guys? I mean, I'm not trying to, let me, where is that? Hold on a second. Got to toot my own horn there. This is absolutely crazy. While the state medical examiner has not released the final autopsy report, sources tell now Habersham it appears Debbie Collier may have died from suffocation as a result of a fire that she herself may have started. Her injuries were consistent with those someone caught in a flash fire, possibly caused by gasoline vapors igniting. Or maybe it was the lighter fluid. Maybe, I don't know if that's how that worked. But an arson analyst confirmed the presence of gasoline on her clothes. Ooh. Well, that's mildly interesting there, right? While investigators knew from the outset that the accelerant was used, the absence of a gas container. Oh, that's the thing that was missing. So that would make you... The absence of a gas container at the scene caused them to suspect someone else was present and had removed the container. After conducting an experiment, investigators confirmed a plastic container could have melted in the fire. It was at that point, weeks into the case, that detectives returned to the scene where Collier's body was found and recovered what appeared to be the burned remnants of a gas can. Oh boy. Look at this. They went back down there again, and the biggest problem I'm having is why didn't they pick up those damn blue gloves when they went back the second time? Just kidding. So they found the remnants of a gas can. How crazy is that? It's weird how no YouTuber or anybody found anything like that. So that means it wasn't removed from the scene. Awaiting officials' cause and manner of death, Collier appears to have initially survived the fire. God, I mean, I'm telling you guys, we should be investigators. I mean, this is like, so it says, Collier appears to have initially survived the fire, which charred her lap and abdomen, and apparently burned off the Georgia Bulldog jersey she was wearing. She was found grasping a small tree in her hand, as if she had grabbed onto it to keep from falling. I mean, seriously though, are these people actually watching the show? Yeah, the detective was my red herring when I talked to him. Before I talked to him, I was 70% sure that it was a suicide. And then he talked to me and I was 99%. Oh, now it's a murder. But then after going over the case over and over and over, you know, I switched back a lot and would say, you know what, you guys, this sounds like a suicide. Okay, it really does. Even though they say, you know, but then the detective said what he said, right? So, you know, it's crazy. However, you know, I just couldn't let that part go, so that's why it kept coming up in all the conversations. Even though this information, you know, we didn't know some of this stuff. But it's weird reading this, and it's so similar to the discussions we've had. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, it's pretty crazy, right? I mean, it's wild almost. A Collier appears to have initially survived the fire, which charred her lap and abdomen, and apparently burned off Georgia Bulldog jersey she was wearing. She was found grasping a small tree in her hand, as if she had grabbed onto it to keep from falling. The items she bought at the Family Dollar store were found near the partially nude burned body. The QR code on a burned blue tarp is what led investigators to the Family Dollar store. Oh, that's so weird. I zoomed in on that QR code. I tried to actually do it, but it was too blurry. That's hilarious. Remember that one image that had the QR code in it? I took my phone out and I tried to get it, but it was too blurry. So that is what led them to the Family Dollar, for everybody who wants to know. They saw that it was purchased there and went there. The QR code on burned blue tarp is what led investigators to the Family Dollar store. That discovery ultimately led the surveillance video with the last known image of Debbie Collier alive. Whether her death was accidental or intentional remains to be seen. officials have not released the results of her autopsy. Meaning, did she die accidentally alone, or did she intentionally set the fire alone? All right. Now Habersham has reached out to, see, this is the thing. Remember, I don't know if you guys know Perplexed, but she absolutely, I went on the show and I go, I think this looks like a suicide. She goes, oh, Gray, you're a freaking idiot, man. You're a dumbass, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh, gee. Berated for like 10 minutes. And then she wondered why I didn't want her to show up on this, quote, panel that somebody invited me on. And now look at her. Totally, absolutely wrong. Couldn't think her way out of a shoebox. All right. And even if it turns out it's something else, at least this confirms that law enforcement was thinking the exact same thing. All right. She's an embarrassment. Whether death was accidental or intentional remains to be seen. Officials have not released the results of an autopsy. Now Habersham has reached out to Habersham County Sheriff Joey Terrell and COGD for confirmation of the status of the case, and will update this article as news information is released. Well, there you go, everybody. So if you came in late, she actually sent a text message to her son as well. It just never went through. And they found the remnants of a burnt gas can at the scene. So there was nothing missing from the scene. So you know what, you guys, we were also right when we assumed that it would have been the lighter. Okay, because that means that was the only thing that we had as information that would be used to set the fire, right? Because that's all we had, right? The refillable lighter. So that was a correct. That wasn't correct, but it was the best guess given the information that we had that the lighter was the item missing. But it turns out they found gasoline right away, and that the means to transport the gasoline was missing from the scene. Okay, but it turns out they found that. So that whole argument that the detective gave me and was absolutely incorrect at the time. So there you go. Awesome. It's actually good news, right? Do we really want people to be murdering people out there? And again, they haven't come up with a final answer, but given the Fox News article 2 days ago, then this article today, this corroborates their scoop of the situation. They got this information before these people did. This outlet got more information about the QR code that was found on the blue tarp that led to going to the Clayton County, or Clayton, the town of Clayton's Family Dollar store. And that's what led them there. It wasn't some phone call or anything like that. But when they went there, the lady there thought, oh, wow, maybe that was Amanda going in here. But when she looked and was questioned about it, she said, oh, no, that was definitely Debbie that I was talking to. But the rumors continued even after that clarification because people can't let things go. Now, do people like Amanda and Andrew and everybody? No. Are they really great people? No, they're not. Okay, so that's why it was easy to throw them in as part of the equation, which we all did at some point. Right? If you go back and watch my show, there's times where I'm like, oh man. Look at it. It sounds like she's saying, well, here's the difference. At the very beginning of the case, we didn't know that she went to the Family Dollar store. It was just the Venmo message, and it was assigned a nefarious meaning by the media and Amanda, so we all accepted it as true, what it was. And then when you look at it, you go, oh, wait, she didn't send that. There's no way she sent that thing. So that was probably sent by somebody else. And look at, they're saying the keys in the blue flower pot by the door. I thought that was going to be a key in the case. There's going to be a key is in the blue flower pot by the door. That just allows Amanda, and it gives her a reason why she might be in the house. Gives her an explanation for that. And then all of a sudden the surveillance comes out, and it shows that Debbie's alone. She locks the door while she goes into Family Dollar. Then she gets in her car, backs up, pulls forward again, sends the Venmo message. There's nobody in her car. Nobody's forcing her to. And that changes everything dramatically. That's why I said when that came out, that supports the suicide theory dramatically. But when I did a poll, it seemed like 50% of the people didn't think it increased that likelihood at all, given that information, even though that should have, because that almost wipes out the Venmo message completely as being nefarious, and it was just Amanda's response that created the problems. All right. Well, anyways, that's the information. We'll probably end up having to talk about it later in the evening. We also have I'll play the press conference in the case of the boy found in the Las Vegas suitcase in Indiana. Okay? So, let me see if... So thank you very much to Elvina, Sherry Bullock, Mag, Melinda Motimaiden, PS, and the Velvet Army. I saw some of those coming in while I was on the phone there. Thank you very much. And Living It, as in living the dream. And Tanya, a new member. Okay, but just realize, I'm not saying Gray, you're the greatest in the world and everything, but I do try to look at things rationally, putting stuff together. Okay, and so when I'm doing a case, even though it doesn't meet what everybody wants things to be and how exciting it would be if it's a murder and we can pin it all on Amanda and all these other, make it really intriguing and deep, oftentimes it's not those things. Just like Kylie Rodney, right? Just like the Kylie Rodney case. She was drunk at a party, drove off of a peninsula into the water, and she died. And it's sad story for her, but the hell that, isn't it better than thinking that a bunch of her friends killed her? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, everybody. That is going to do it for this short live stream. Here I am. Sorry for the audio mishaps at the beginning and the break when I had to take that phone call, but I'm now immediately going to be calling Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick. All right, so thank you guys very much, and we'll see you guys later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5, and a 6, and a 7, and an 8, and a 9, and a 10. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, friend connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a specter with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody, talk to you later.
Goodbye, everybody. Gee.